Many years ago, I got a job as a sales assistant. There was this manager, the store manager, running the store. Of course, I noticed there were certain acts by her when she'd just take a piece of stock, say she'd just help herself to a sandwich without paying or some other stuff. There were things such as when I turned up for work, I'd look at the shelves would look full and replenished, but instead of stocking up the shelves, she used to just pull the items forward. Say there's a bottle of wine or a pack of juice that she'd pull forward. It looks full, but as soon as the client or customer took one item, all of a sudden the shelf would look completely and utterly empty. And honestly, she was making my job, my work, a lot harder than it should have been. So she would go and do the cash and carry and say there would be, for example, 6 packs of juice in the pack in the wholesale, so she'd bring 4 into the store, she'd take 2 home, and so on with other items, the food and everything else. And of course I had no knowledge of it from the word whatsoever. When the business owner turned up and he looked into my eyes and he said, "Look, because obviously you were working alongside of her, obviously she's been fired, so I must fire you too because of you having some sort of an association with her." I said to him, "You know what, fair enough, you do what you've got to do, but I can tell you 100% that I had no association in that, and I had no knowledge of her stealing the stock from your shop." Basically, he's actually let me stay. He let me stay in the job. He's kept my job, and he said, "Okay, I believe you that you had no association with the thefts and the robberies of the store." That after that woman, she was just unbelievable. She kept drink driving. She kept turning up into the shop and trying to stare me out and asking for discounts and asking for the items she wanted to. Basically, she was acting as if she's still kind of as if she owned the store. Those were her items. I couldn't believe this. And me trying to deal with it all by myself. I'm there guarding the business, I'm running the business, and she's just turning up and asking for these items. I kept looking at her and saying to her, "Look, this is not my business. I cannot offer you any discounts. I cannot let you take these items." And it's as if she was not clicking in her head. When we talk about this sense of entitlement, for as long as somebody has this kind of feeling or the sense that they are entitled to take something, it is, once again, I'm saying we're dealing with criminal psychology. It's extremely difficult to deal with. It is extremely difficult to deal with because I felt as if I was God in the business, as if I was surviving day in and day out. She just could not understand why she was not allowed to take the items out of the store. At times, I just think, should I write a book? At times, I don't know whether to laugh or cry, but please, we must follow the law. The law says stealing and robbery is a criminal offense. Please don't do it. I cannot explain it any harder than in any other adequate way to you, but they're everywhere. Unfortunately, they're everywhere. And unfortunately for me, for some reason, I've had to walk this life, survive amongst these criminals. It's awful. I don't know what to do, honestly. At times I think, my goodness, gracious me.